DSM Living with Wendy Wen, Melanie Hall, and Sharon Rooney.
Welcome to DSM Living. I'm Melanie Hall, and our show today is full of excitement and lots of great tips. You won't want to miss it. Coming up, we're going to be at Carefree Patisserie, where having too many options is a delicious dilemma. As summer rolls in, it's time to make sure that your air conditioner is working. Bob Oliver can help you with that. Coming up on DSM Living, I'm going to show you how you can turn this plain vase into this. Hey guys, listen up. Whitney and Adam from Fairway have a quick and healthy recipe to make you the hero at your next barbecue. Up next, we're going to West End Architectural Salvage to see if we can find something we don't need.
Want to keep your ride running at its best? Ron the Car Guy shows us how.
Go from to Coming up, I'm going to show you how to personalize your home decor. Take me out to the ball game. Let me watch the iCubs play, because being at Principal Park is a great way to spend a day. Welcome to another segment of Ask Ron the Car Guy. Ron, we have a great day. It's beautiful out, but we're right next to a pothole. So I appreciate you being on the side. You're protecting me from the pothole.
I'm protecting you from the pothole, Melanie.
And so I'm giving you a hint as to the question that's being asked. This one comes from Dennis, and he writes, "Hey Ron the Car Guy, I enjoy your show and also all of your funny and interesting posts on Facebook. I'd like to know if they make a car with a pothole detector. It seems like Des Moines has a ton of them and I hit every single one. Seriously, how much damage does this do to my F-150? And is there technology that can detect potholes before you drive over them?"
You know, Dennis, I can help you with that.
Yay! You know what, Ron? I hope you can help me with that too, because it seems like I always drive over potholes. My teeth jar, my body shakes, and I just hope that my car is more powerful than I am and can withstand that better than I can. So how much damage does a pothole really do?
You have to keep in mind the things that go on in your car when you hit a pothole. You've got shocks and springs and tires, and all that's designed to absorb the bumps and bruises on the road, but it really wasn't designed to absorb those great big potholes that we're seeing.
Well, how can we reduce the risk of damage to our car then?
Well, driving tips again.
Okay.
Slow down so you can see that pothole ahead of you. And when you go through a pothole or hit it, you want to either A, try to avoid it, but don't run into the car next to you because you're going to have a bigger problem.
Ron, look out, there's a pothole!
Or hit it head on at a slower speed. If you try to drive through it or go through it sideways,
Sure.
It can cause damage to your wheel and tire. Where if you hit it straight on with the wheel and tire with minimal speed, there's less impact, you'll do less damage.
I think the tendency is to kind of drive around it, and that's not good.
Absolutely.
Drive in it with your tires straight on.
Correct.
I'm noticing that cars are slowing down a little bit as they approach this pothole, so I think word is going to get out there that that's a technique that people can use. Well, Dennis, that was a great question. And Ron, if people have more car care questions, what should they do?
Go to www.askronthecarguy.com. You can submit your questions there.
And if we use your questions on the air, Ron will send you a free 4-pack of oil changes from Westside Auto Pros.
Hey Des Moines, I'm Whitney with Fairway and Sensible Health, and I'm here with our meat expert, Adam Jepson, and he is grilling salmon today. Something you might think is kind of hard, a little tricky, but Adam is going to tell us all how to make some cedar plank salmon today. So Adam, take it away.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. It's a great day. It's fantastic weather. It's a great day to be out here grilling. So let's get started on this salmon, okay? What you're going to start with is a cedar plank. Okay, we're doing cedar plank salmon. What these are going to do is you might buy one with a rough side on it and a smooth side. You want to make sure that your product goes on the smooth side, okay? The rough side is for it to ignite more on the grill, okay? I've got a couple on here. Now I've soaked these. Key thing is to soak them, okay, for at least 4 hours, and I like to do 24 hours just so they don't burn up on the grill. They're nice and hot. They're smoldering just a little bit. After we flip them over, we're going to go with a little canola oil. We're just going to dump a little right on that plank, okay? And we're just going to brush it in. All that's going to do is keep your salmon from sticking to it. Okay, we got a nice coating on these planks now. You can see the edges are starting to smoke just a little bit. We've got our salmon now that we're going to place on these planks. I like to keep the skin on the one side because the salmon fillet and the meat stays together better that way. Some people will prefer it off. I tend to just like it on. All we're gonna do is we're gonna lay it right on there, skin side down on the plank. We're gonna come back with a little bit more of that canola oil. Brush that on top. Maybe just a little bit of your favorite salt-free seasoning. Any kind will do. And then we're gonna garnish it a little bit. Now this is kind of where it's fun. You can use any kind of dried herbs and seasonings. This really brings out the flavor, okay? When you put a little bit of thyme on there, like that, maybe a little bit of sage, like that, and a couple chunks of rosemary. We're gonna do the same thing over here. That's what really brings out the flavor, okay? Now I've also got some lemon slices that we're gonna put on here next. Salmon is a very tender meat and it really absorbs whatever kind of flavor that you put on it. It really absorbs into that meat. We're even gonna squeeze a little lemon on there. Now we're gonna let that sit. We're gonna shut the grill, we're gonna let that cook. Low heat is the best. We're gonna let those boards start to smolder. Keep a little spray bottle handy. It's gonna probably take, I'd say on low heat, something in the neighborhood of 35 minutes on the grill like this, okay? We've got a few kebabs here on a skewer, and all it is pineapple and muskmelon, and they're fantastic. I love grilled pineapple. So that's it, guys. Very simple. Put it on there just like it is. We're gonna close the lid, and we're gonna let it sit for about 35 minutes until that salmon's opaque color, and it flakes apart with a fork.
So I'm back now with our cedar plank salmon after Adam has done all of our work grilling it, and he's gonna flake it for us to show us that it's done. We always hear to flake it with a fork so we can tell, and there you go. And just really quick for our sides today, we had some pineapple and cantaloupe kebabs, which are really high in vitamin C, which is great for the summer. It's good for your skin. And if you want these recipes or any others, you can go to fairway.com.
Follow DSM Living on Facebook and Twitter to see behind-the-scenes photos and find out what events are going on in and around Des Moines.
There's nothing better than a dog in one hand and a glove in the other and being at Principal Park to watch the I-Cubs play. Like, I am so excited about this season. Tell us what we can look forward to.
Yeah, you're not the only one who's excited. Everybody here is tremendously excited for summer and for the Iowa Cubs to be back in town. It's another rebuilding year in Chicago, so that means a bunch of prospects will be coming through. Last year we saw Brett Jackson, Anthony Rizzo. This year we'll probably see Jackson again. Vitters will be here, and maybe a couple other big-time prospects.
Do you have a favorite player?
I like Casey Coleman. He's a really nice guy. He's a hockey fan. I'm a hockey fan, and his dad and grandpa both pitched in the majors. So.
Cool. Well, let's go in and take a look.
Sounds good.
Nate, I love being here on the field. This is so awesome. So tell us about your history.
Well, I'm a native Iowan. Played college baseball at Iowa State University. I was a pitcher there, and grew up a Cubs fan. I got drafted by the Cubs after my junior year of college, and came up through the Cubs minor league system, and ended up pitching for the Iowa Cubs here, what was then Sec Taylor Stadium and now Principal Park. In 2001, and then was traded to the Florida Marlins in 2002, and ended up getting traded to the Milwaukee Brewers, and then played for a couple more years in the independent leagues out on the East Coast.
Perfect. So what's your position here now?
Right now I'm the vice president and assistant GM of the team, but ultimately around here you're going to see all of our employees wearing a bunch of different hats, whether it's doing a tarp pull or putting up signs or jumping behind a concession stand and cooking hot dogs or whatever it is.
And we all love the dogs.
All hands on deck when you're in minor league baseball.
Well, let's talk about the I-Cubs now. What can we expect? What are some of the events that will be here?
Well, as always, we come up with our weekly, daily specials that we have. Usually we do a 2-for-1 on Tuesdays. Our special days are fireworks days on Friday nights. Every Friday night we're going to have fireworks, and fans love that. And we're continuing to put the schedule together as we speak. So there's going to be more coming. Yeah.
Well, I need to talk about tickets. So should we go to the ticket office?
Let's go get some tickets.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, so we're here at the ticket office. What do fans need to know about getting a game day ticket?
Well, essentially our ticket office is open when the work hours are open, so they can come down anytime between 9 and 5, Monday through Friday, and Saturdays 9 to noon on non-game days. We have a variety of different types of tickets. We have a variety of packages that can fit the budget for individual Cub fans out
Just
there.
perfect for everyone's individual
That's right.
needs, huh? Yeah. Well, I'm going to go get some tickets, but before I leave you, I want you to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." All right, look straight into the camera and give us your best.
You're putting me on the spot here.
Come on.
How about I give you the first couple lines?
Okay, that sounds good.
Are you going to sing it with me?
Nope. Okay.
Do I get some organ music?
Okay, one,
right.
2, 3.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back.
So just root for the Cubbies.
If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
All right, I'm going to get my tickets.
All right.
Thanks, Nate.
Find us online at dsmliving.com to watch this week's episode, see other videos, and check out what's coming up on future shows.
Your garden is an investment, both in time and money. The number one reason we see gardens fail is the purchase of small, unreliable plants and poor plant advice. A successful garden starts with large, healthy plants and sound advice on planting and growing your plants. The Ted Lair Garden Center is knowledgeable and passionate about gardening. We do it right. Experience Iowa's most beautiful garden center, 5 minutes south of West Des Moines, just east of beautiful downtown Cumming. Shop local. Ted Lair Design Building Garden Center, creating beautiful outdoor scapes by design.
I'm Mary Alice Hill, and this is my Chevy Volt. It's great. I don't even pay attention to gas prices anymore because I don't have to fill up. I like the features, I like the performance, I like the torque of the electricity. You get immediate power from a stop. It's an environmentally friendly vehicle. I feel like I'm driving the car from the future. I love this car.
Your dealer for life, Carl Chevrolet.
Hi, I'm here with Bob Oliver of Bob Oliver Heating and Air. And today, Bob is going to tell us a little bit more about the neat things going on in heating and air. Are you ready to go on in, Bob?
Let's head on in.
Thanks for joining us.
You bet.
Bob, I'm not sure I've ever seen an air conditioning unit that's raised up off the ground. Can you tell me a little bit about this unit?
You bet. This is our Rheem AJM series here. This is what comes in its square shape here, and really it has an outline of good guarding here for any hail, any kind of rocks, a lawnmower retraction, anything that can be outside.
So important here in Iowa too, especially the hail.
You bet. Typically the air conditioner outdoors, you know, is sitting on the ground sometimes. This makes for a good fit for a hill, any type of connection with landscaping, lawn mowing. This is a really nice fit here. This unit's actually been placed back into a placement where a unit that had been sitting here 17 years before. And of course, the only way to get 17 years is by buying a Rheem air conditioner, because it's really that established background that makes Rheem so good.
They're a great product, I do know that. One thing I think consumers are concerned about is how it looks, but the other thing is the efficiency. Can you talk a little bit about the efficiency on this?
You bet. And it's how it looks and how it feels.
Yeah.
And it feels really good inside. We're talking about getting crisp cooling, number one, from these units. And a lot of times we're doing this with less power with the efficiency of the past unit. Typically, the one that we replace this with, we're using 10 less amps on the electricity, so it opens up the circuit breaker and also saves you a lot of money. So the efficiency went from 8 SEER all the way to 16 SEER on this model here, and we actually get units that get up into the 18 SEER range.
Bob, I know another point that concerns our consumers is how loud an air conditioning unit can be. Sometimes they're just so incredibly noisy.
Yeah, nobody wants a lot of racket around their house. And with the Rheem units, really they focused on low decimal ratings in the industry. They're a leader in that. And these units actually operate very quietly in the heat pump or air conditioning units that go outdoors. So they're really efficient, they look good, they feel good, and they're really quiet.
That sounds awesome. Well, Bob, thanks so much for joining us today. If our viewers want to get a hold of you, how can they reach you?
Yeah, it's easy. Just call us at 515-277-1696. Or you can get a hold of us at Bob Oliver at www.boboliverheatingandair.com.
All right, great. Thanks, Bob. There are a lot of busy people out there, so this DIY is right up your alley. It is quick, but it looks magnificent when you have it done. You just need a few things. Pick out a vase, and if you have one with divots, it gives it more of an interesting look. Make sure you get a roll from a paper towel, some spray paint. I like to use either gold or silver, and today we have gold and some greeneries. All right, the trick with this is to make sure you shake the spray paint for a couple minutes to get it good and blended. And then you need to go outside to a well-ventilated area. The thing with the paper towel roll is to hold it so you don't get spray paint all over your hand. You can wear a glove too if you want to, but you should be able to spray this pretty well. And go out to the well-ventilated area, go ahead and spray it all over, give it a nice even coat. And then you can bring it in and set it down on a paper towel or something to let it dry. Usually spray paint will dry in about 15 minutes, but you can start to handle it in about an hour. So once it's dry, you can then put the greenery in it like we did here, and it's a perfect, really kind of elegant look that can fit into your office or your living room, maybe even your bathroom. So you can put either flowers beside it, picture frames. It's a great look, and it's also a great gift. If you want to check out any of our other DIY projects, you can go to dsmliving.com or look at our Facebook page and let us know if you have any suggestions. You can lick off the frosting or just take a big old bite. However you want to eat your cupcake is perfectly fine at Carefree Patisserie. Let's go in and check it out. Variety is the sweetness of life, and obviously here at Carefree Patisserie, there is not a lack of options for things you can get in cupcakes and different types of flavors. Jennifer, this place is so beautiful. I love it, so colorful. Can you tell me a little bit about how this shop got started?
Thank you. Well, we actually moved in here September 1st, but up until that point, we were on Elm Street here in Valley Junction. But I got started years and years and years ago. My mom made wedding cakes. So my sister and I, through the years of going to business school and then me going to culinary school in Chicago and working a lot in Chicago, we decided to make everybody's birthdays and weddings and everything just a little bit sweeter with our recipes.
And I noticed there's a couple special pictures behind
yes,
here.
Yes, there is. My granny always wanted to have a cookie shop. We have her picture up here. My grandpa, all of my family members have been business entrepreneurs. Patisserie means pastry shop in French. I actually have the training and the knowledge, and I was going to make all kinds of pastries, but the cupcakes have become so popular, I have no extra time to do that. And then we also have a classroom here. So I taught 20 little preschoolers how to make cupcakes the other day, and then we had a cupcake throwdown the other day. So we have this space now. We really want everybody to come here for their complete cake and cupcake needs.
Well, I think it's just an awesome experience. You guys have, is it 26 top flavors?
We have the 26 top flavors, yes. We have 101 total. There's about 200 in my head. So,
where do you come up with these recipes?
There's a lot of extensive research. Drinks, candy bars, ice cream sundaes.
That sounds like my kind of research. If you need help, let me know.
Exactly.
All right, so this is where the creations transform, right?
That's right.
This looks so yummy. What kind of cake is this, Jennifer?
This is a lemon cake, and it's actually filled with cream cheese and lemon curd.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a special occasion cake for somebody. They're kind of celebrating their engagement and so forth. And we're just topping it with some of our homemade vanilla buttercream.
That looks so good.
The magic is
smooth
usually the temperature. This cake, after I built it, I put it in the freezer for a little bit.
Sure.
And then it kind of sets up nice, and then you just start to smooth it out. And we're actually going to do a little technique here. And we just take the spatula, and as you can see, as I'm going up, it gets a little bit of texture.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't like my cakes all to be super, super smooth. I like them to just look yummy, like you want to dig in with a fork, even if you don't have a knife.
And so if people want to order a cake or order cupcakes, what's the best way to reach you?
The best way is actually to come in, because we have so many resources here. Our girls are very versed in helping you with your creativity, and we really want it to be a custom cake. We don't want you to just pick something off of a picture. Come in, bring a plate or a napkin or something for inspiration, and we'll custom design something for you.
As I say, this place is just an experience in itself.
Yeah, and then you can have a cupcake when you're here.
Absolutely. Well, that sounds good. Should we indulge ourselves a little bit?
Indulge in a
Perfect.
cupcake.
This looks delicious.
Thank you. You're having the almond Chardonnay.
And is that one your favorite?
And this one's my #1 favorite. Yep, this is the chocolate Cabernet with red wine in it.
All right, here goes. Delicious. I don't know if I could go to another flavor. This is so good.
You gotta try more than one.
Oh my gosh, this is so
Maybe we'll
good.
start a club.
This is awesome. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Follow DSM Living on Facebook and Twitter to see behind-the-scenes photos and find out what events are going on in and around Des Moines.
West End Architectural Salvage is an adventure in itself. It envelops texture, tradition, and treasures. And today we're going to talk with owner Don Short about this inspiring place. Don, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
I just
Appreciate
absolutely love it here.
Thank you.
Can you tell us about the history of West End?
Yeah, I can. It's a long story, so we probably should sit down. I can talk for a long time. We actually got started 5.5 years ago, almost 6 years. I did a 2-weekend garage sale, architectural salvage, antiques, tag sale in the Des Moines Register.
Okay.
And in those 2 weekends, I had so many people show up that I just kept staying open on the weekends. And now 6 years later, we're in a 50,000 square foot warehouse, 14 full-time people. We do events in the building. We have people get married in the building. We have a coffee shop. It's just absolutely been overwhelmingly cool.
What are the price points for the items here?
$1 to $10,000. I mean, we have a little bit of everything. And that's one of the things. We do jewelry, we do t-shirts, we do $25 to $35 pieces of tin ceiling art. I understand that everyone needs to be able to get what they can afford or what fits their space, or if they're giving a gift, we do gift cards. And people that want to come in here and support a local business, you have to have something they can buy.
Sure.
And not everybody's looking for a fireplace mantle or a stained glass window or a door, but if you could get a old hot water faucet handle on a keychain that says hot, every girl wants that.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, I get the one that says waste.
Well, I know there are 4 different levels to this store, so how would I go about looking?
I think the best tip I can say is wear really cute shoes, bring some money, get a glass of wine, and then just do whatever the hell you want.
That sounds good.
Because some people like to start at the top and work their way down through the doors, and some people want to go specifically to a tin ceiling tile or a mirror, and so we try to lay it out so that you don't have to hunt the whole time. If you're coming in on your noon hour or between your kid's soccer game, you can get in, see what you're looking for, get to it, and then get on with what else you're doing, as opposed to fumbling around for 5 hours and then leaving frustrated.
Sure, sure. Well, I kind of want to talk to you a little bit about refinishing and refurbishing the furniture and the pieces. Is there a place that we can go see it?
Be happy to show you.
Sounds good. Let's
Cool.
go.
Let's go.
All right, Don, I think this is where the magic happens, right?
This is where some of it happens. This is where we finish the pieces. We actually build a lot of them in the basement. But this is the magic place because we do the finishing here. On the weekends, this is the dance floor.
The dance
So
floor.
you can look at it both ways. It changes a lot, but there's always magic happening.
Sounds good. So what will happen right here? They'll sand it down and stain it, or?
This particular piece, it's the center slab out of a crotch of a pine tree or a fir tree. And this piece will be a coffee table that's stained ebony. And so, you know, like every piece is a little different. When somebody comes in, they love the shape, but the color they want different, they get what they want.
Sure.
So we just do whatever you tell us to do.
If people want to get a hold of you or contact you, what should they do?
We're open 7 days a week.
Okay.
And our store is at the corner of 9th and Cherry in downtown Des Moines, just 4 blocks west of Court Avenue.
Okay.
I also, our email, dshort@maderight.com if you want to send us pictures. But probably the easiest way is to call 515-243-4405. And like I said, we're here 7 days a week.
Well, you know, I think what's great about all these pieces, it seems like everything has a story behind it.
It does, and if it doesn't, we make one
You make
up.
one up, sounds good. Well,
We used to have t-shirts that said, if she loves it, you'll learn not to hate it. So the whole love thing, I
Was that a quote directly from you?
Yeah. I'll mediate couples work here, but you know, at the end of the day, they have to work it out.
Sounds good. Well, Don, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
joining us.
Thank you.
All right. My friends and I have spent hours upon hours going from store to store to store to find that perfect piece of artwork. Well, no more time spent shopping. Now my time is spent at home creating the perfect piece of art for the walls. So today we're going to do something that's really simple and you can put your own style and flair to it. You'll need a canvas and you can use any size of canvas. This is an 8x10 and they come in various sizes at your craft store. And just grab some fabric and probably about a yard or so depending upon what size of canvas you have. But I'm using the chevron pattern. This is kind of a pattern that's really hip and trendy and they come in different colors, but I have the teal color today. So what you need to do is you need to just kind of straighten out your fabric and then you want to pop your canvas on the back. And you want to look so it's about an inch to about 1.5 inches around that you're going to cut off. So you need a scissors, and I'm going to grab my ruler and a little bit of chalk to kind of measure up here. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to fold this over the canvas. I'm just going to give myself a couple little lines to follow here. You can just eyeball it too. And then make sure you have a pretty sharp scissors on hand because sometimes fabric can be a little tough to cut through. And this becomes a little bit tricky at this point because you want to make sure that your fabric is pretty flat and then you want to pull it tight. So I'm going to start on this end over here and I'm just going to take a stapler. You can just use a regular office stapler that you have at home. And then you want to make sure that you pull that and push down pretty hard on the stapler so it goes in the canvas, the back of the canvas there. So I'm going to tuck the corners in here and pull it down and then bring it up. And again, you want to make sure this is as tight as possible. I think we are good to go. So again, the trick is to make sure that your fabric is pulled tight across the canvas and just staple it in the back. And you can really use these for anything. A lot of people will just pop them on their walls, just the fabric to give it that kind of extra dimension to your wall. Or you can put letters on them, you could put hooks on them to use them as jewelry holders. But I'm going to put a letter on here and I'm just going to use the pink one and I'm going to throw this natural color M on there. And it's really cute if you have the initials for your kids, put them in your kids' rooms, they will just love that. And they can actually even draw on something like this, or you can even spray paint it too. Make sure you get some hot glue on the back of there. And then I am going to put the M on there. Press it down for a few seconds. And now you have a pretty cool piece of art that you did by yourself. So if you want to check this out again, you can go to dsmliving.com or go to our Facebook page and let us know what you think. That's a wrap for today. Be sure to tune in next week for a brand new episode. To find out about the latest or join the conversation, check out our Facebook page or go to dsmliving.com. I'm Melanie Hall. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of the weekend.
Host Apparel by Francesca's, located in Jordan Creek Mall in West Des Moines.
Follow DSM Living on Facebook and Twitter to see behind-the-scenes photos and find out what events are going on in and around Des Moines. If you want to see your company or event on DSM Living, head over to our website and fill out a simple form or shoot us an email to info@dsmliving.com.
Hey, we're out grilling. We're out grilling. It's been a long.
Yeah, on fashion. Now we're more with Bob on fashion.
Where in the heck is Bob Oliver?
And any grilling recipe is family.
And friends. I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready.
Need a white test?
Oh, look at you. Here, just get here's the white test. These
My Paley arms.
Hey, if you're gonna make fun of my feet, you got it coming, boy.
I have